Hypnotic on X. This is what Kotaku was bought for. Not for its incredible gaming news or coverage. Not to review or even play games. No, it's to help you learn how to be a progressive activist while bribing you with things. Yes, you too can fight ICE today, and Kotaku will show you how to do it. Riveting indeed. And then he shows this screenshot about no ice in California and a article from Kotaku themselves promoting help fight ice and get 100 games and over 400 tabletop RPGs. This is what's insane about this. That's like saying fight the police. Like literally the organization of people to protect the country in power to protect you. They are actively fighting against. And Kotaku is quote unquote an American company that ironically just got purchased by Kelios, which is a UK based company. And the person that wrote this article is also based in the UK. His name is John Walker. He's someone I've covered before and someone who is an unhinged activist, to put it nicely. And this is the article. We'll talk about John Walker in just a second, but first, let's go through this article because, oh my God. Help fight ICE and get 100 games and over 400 tabletop RPGs. We've highlighted a few suggestions of what to check out in the enormous selection. But again, this is not about video games, guys. This is straight up propaganda. And honestly, I know Kotaku is usually over the top and in your face with what they're doing. I have never in my life seen something more obvious than this. No ice in California, itch charity bundle. One of the better things to have occurred in recent years is the rise of itch.io. Protest bundles. Millions of dollars, which I would say, what source, please? If you're an activist and you care about pushing your agenda, then obviously you feel that way. But if you're breaking the law, I feel like you might have a different opinion of it. Millions of dollars have been raised for various vital causes through the generosity of developers throwing in games by their hundreds in deals that have done incredible work to not only make money, but also generate noise about these issues. The latest, already at $40,000 after a day, is No Ice in California, where $10 will get you an astonishing 560 games, 427 of which are tabletop RPGs, which, by the way, this is like not even fair. Like people should have the option to get these games a different way without supporting something that is illegal to support, or if it flies against their own ideology. Why is it only to fight against the police? Why is it a deal for the people that want to break the law? That's just so many things wrong with that. I don't even know where to start with this. Other recent itch fundraisers have included 2020's Bundle for Racial Justice and Equality, which raised an extraordinary $8.1 million for Black Lives Matter related charities. And I wonder where did that money go again? I heard Hypnotic say this, and I was like, yeah, wait a second. Why aren't they bringing up how this money was spent on mansions and not on actually helping Black lives improve? Well, I guess it did help 3 different mansions being purchased of Black people, but the actual overall cause didn't actually help Black lives at all. It didn't do a damn thing for it. What was the point of all that money? Where did it all go? And 2022's Bundle for Ukraine that brought in over 6.3 million for Ukraine, which again, where did that money go? What's it going towards? The most recent high-profile example raised money for those affected by California's wildfires in February. And this week has seen the launch of the latest No ice in California, raising money for the elite. Oh, sorry, they didn't write illegal. I'll put it there. There's a word they forgot. It's poor journalism. They probably just skipped their mind. For the illegal immigrant defenders law center in LA and Races, Texas. Is it really called Races? Racist? Is it really racist, Texas? It's worth noting that some of those other examples had the official backing of Itch, and that's yet to happen here. M dash. Instead, this was launched by charity streamer Jess Wade with the support of, so far, another 268 creators. Its modest goal is set at 50,000, which it's already very close to reaching. Hopefully, as more attention is gained and more developers throw in, that target can be absolutely smashed, not least because of the urgent need for help for LA illegal immigrants. Oh, wait, they forgot the word again. Illegal immigrants facing ICE invasions. Why do they keep forgetting the word illegal? I feel like that's a really vital sentence changing word that is not here. Almost like it would not sound good. Strange. What should I play in this bundle? And it goes through a bunch of games in the bundle and all that. Great. Still going about the games. Gunhouse, which, by the way, I actually reviewed that way back in the day. It's a pretty decent game, but damn, clearly this goes to show that the developers participating with this kind of stuff are hardcore wokies, and by giving them money here, it's contributing to these developers and their ideologies, pushing them further. Which, again, you never want to make games political. You don't want to use your games for a political cause because it creates a divergence between the player base. Why would you do this? It's insane to me. It's absolutely insane. Itch.io, which has currently raised over 50,000, and now, of course, they've upped the goal to 100,000 because once you hit the goal, they want more money to say, hey, look at all this money for no ice in California. Where's it going to go, by the way? All this money, all these games, and it might pay for 1/4 of one lawyer for one person's case. Good times. We've created this bundle to raise funds for illegal immigrant. Oh, so they forgot illegal too. God, maybe that's why John Walker forgot it, because they forgot it here too. So, anyways, it got me researching a lot further because when I heard the name John Walker, I was like, wait a second. John Walker is someone I've covered before in the past. This guy was the guy that wrote one of the worst articles I've ever seen in my life. So bad to the point that I actually added him to Kotaku Detected on my website. This is him, freelance quote unquote journalist for Kotaku, previously co-founder of Rock Paper Shotgun. Wrote article attacking YouTubers, calling them bigots and grifters in a weak attempt to defend racist art director Matt Hansen of Obsidian. And this is my article covering that article. Kotaku just published the worst article you'll ever see, which, I mean, after this one, that might actually be up for debate. Kotaku's Crusade Against Criticism, a critique of John Walker's article on Avowed. As if Kotaku couldn't outdo themselves, we have yet what may be the worst article I've ever read, the displeasure to read through, and just had to do a live stream covering it because, yeah, it's that bad. The campaign against Avowed reveals the bigotry that fuels the anti-woke. It's in its crusade against Obsidian's action RPG, the anti-DEI mob has given the game away. While the writer John Walker, the newest member of Kotaku Detected, attempts to position himself as the moral arbiter of gaming discourse, his arguments fail to substantiate any of his claims, relying instead on ad hominem attacks, misrepresentation, and plentiful overgeneralizations. Walker is currently looking for work in LinkedIn, and based on how he approaches the world of journalism, it really isn't hard to see why. And this is more information on him. I do a whole deep dive on who this guy is because I'm like, my goodness, anyone that's going to be writing that kind of article clearly has issues. 8-Bit Eric said, Kotaku writer Botherer is at it again, calling Elon Musk the world's richest bigot. But he skips over the real reason Elon and others are upset: the illegal hiring practices of Avowed's art director and his actual anti-white bigotry. Because for those of you that missed it, Matt Hansen, the art director for Avowed over at Obsidian, said he wanted to retire in the woods and make sure a black person took his place. And as far as we all understand, he is still gainfully employed over at Obsidian right now after doing that, which is crazy to me to say those kind of things. And then on top of that, have other tweets being very questionable. And then when I have insiders reaching out to me, telling me he's not very well liked around the office too, I'm like, why is this guy still have a job there? That's crazy. This guy is defending Matt Hansen and Avowed because of course he is, because everyone else is a bigot except him. But you know what's interesting about John Walker? Fast forward all these months later, guess who's still looking for a job? Editor, critic, writer, John Walker. Hashtag open for work. And the interesting thing about the entire situation with Keliops purchasing Kotaku is how John Walker is based in the UK, specifically, should say, Bath, UK, according to his X profile. And Keliops is also in the UK. And they're promoting in the US an anti-police attack on protecting the people. And that's not even bending over backwards to say it a way to make it sound nice. It's like, no, that's literally what's happening. ICE is enforcing the law. Now, you might not like that. You might not like the law. That really sucks when you don't like the law. But guess what you got to do in the free country we live in right now, even if you don't like the law, is you need to adhere to the law. And if you don't like it, I guess that's where activism comes in, and you can try to argue against it and get it changed to your way and manipulate things. But as it stands right now, that is the law. And fighting back against what is established is harboring criminals. Illegal immigrants are criminals, people who broke the law to enter the country. And everyone gets mad at Trump for pushing ICE out there to push the law, but they don't talk about how Obama had sent even more people out of the country. So what are we even doing here? Was it okay when Obama did it, but now Trump's doing it and Orange Man bad, so it's a problem now? What is, I don't even know. My point being is, I'd love for these outlets to get back to focusing on video games, because that's why people care about these outlets. No one gives a shit about no ICE, make everything political, and push our agendas and ideologies in the game industry. We don't want that. Gamers want nothing to do with that. Leave your politics at the door when you come to play video games. And if you want to be political and activist outside of that, have at it. I don't really give a crap. But when you're playing video games and you're in this industry, leave that stuff at the door. I do find it interesting, though. One last thing. I do find it interesting that these are an out-of-country dude and an out-of-country company that just purchased Kotaku. And the first major article that gets out there is this. They're not even an American company, and they're pushing this propaganda in America. That is a terrorist organization. That literally is the definition of it. Ah, man.